And we're live. Welcome to Part-Time Nerd with me, your host, Alan. My mic is hot. It is very hot tonight. I can just hear it. How is everybody doing tonight? Angry Artist in the house. How are you doing, William Russell? Hope you're having a good night. Jay, what is up? Let's go. Thanks for the share, William. I appreciate it, brother. I'm sitting here tonight drinking, you know what? I decided I was going to have a beer while we did this, and I'm drinking from False Idol Brewing Return of the Stack. This is a French Toast Imperial Stout. 14% alcohol by volume. It is pretty tasty. What is up, Ryan Francis? How are you doing? Ryan from Let's Do a Podcast and Beer with a Purpose. Hope you're having a good night. Oh, man, this is a good beer. I'm definitely enjoying this beer right now. So let's get into it. We're going to talk some comics. I'm going to talk some TV shows, some movie news. I'm going to break down the season 2 finale of The Boys. I just got done watching that a couple weeks ago. I am definitely looking forward to talking that and can't wait for season 3. Ryan, can't wait to open mine. Dude, Ryan, I just opened it and tasted it. Dude, this is legit. This is really good. It tastes like you got that syrupy taste like French toast. Yeah, man, this is on point. On point. But yeah, so let's get into some comics. I want to talk about some comics from this last week that came out. Mostly just some covers. I want to talk about some of the covers that came out. Show you guys a few of those. Just some things that I really liked and I enjoyed. Some of these I bought specifically just because of the covers. Right now, Alex Ross is doing these timeless variants, and he's just absolutely slaying them. And there's three that I really like this week. There's one I wasn't too big of a fan of, but I thought I'd show it. Let's see here, Jay. I'm stoked for the fried Oreo beer release from Martin House Friday. Dude, I'm looking for someone to get me a case, dude, Jay. I just get me a couple. That's all I'm trying to get. I don't even need a full case of it. Just want a couple just to try it on the show. I don't know how that's going to be, but I know it's going to be a packed house on Friday, or else I would just go up there on my lunch break. But the last time they released something like that, they had a line all the way around the building. It was insane. But let's get to these Alex Ross covers. The first one I'm going to show you guys is the Black Panther cover, which I thought was just awesome. Oh, let me remove my banner. You got to get the banner removed from there. There we go. Yeah, the first one was the Black Panther cover. It's kind of that old school look on that. I definitely think that's pretty cool. I like the way that that one looks. The next one is you cannot go wrong with Spider-Man. Um, and the way Alex Ross draws Spider-Man in these, I do really enjoy it. It's just got that again, that old school traditional, that timeless look, and that's what he's going for with these. Before I get to the last one that I like, I'm going to get to one that I wasn't really a big fan of. It was the Falcon one. Now, I do like the way it looks. I do think it was pretty cool, but I just think the fact that a lot of it was cut off. Like, you got most of the Falcon cut off over here. You've got him kind of cut off there. He was kind of a hard character to fit into it. I do like the cover, but I just kind of wish we had gotten a little bit more out of it. Rapid Dave, thank you for the share. Appreciate it, my brother. I appreciate it as always. And the last one that I liked, the Jean Grey one. And the thing I thought was interesting about this Jean Grey one, and let me know if you guys see it too, but I see a lot of it. It almost looks like Carrie Russell in this picture. Carrie Russell from, was it Felicity? She was in The Americans. She's been in a lot of stuff, but I just really felt like the face and almost the hair too. It really had a Carrie Russell look to it. So if you do a X-Men and you have a little bit of an older Jean Grey, I think Carrie Russell would kill it. Just based off of looking at this and seeing how this art looks, I definitely like it. What is Rapid Dave Streams? What is going on? Hope you're having a good stream, brother. I might be jumping on tonight a little bit later and doing a little bit of streaming myself. I don't know. We'll see. But those are the four timeless covers. There was another one that came out. I wasn't really a big fan of the Colossus. It was just kind of okay. But again, those are some of the ones I really liked. The Falcon, I liked it. I just didn't like the proportion, with the way the two sides were cut off on that. Would have liked to seen a little bit more of it. make it a little bit smaller so you can get more of the picture in it. But hey, I'm not the artist at the end of the day. And then the last cover, this was for me. This was my cover of the week. This was Star Wars Darth Vader issue number 7. In-Hook Lee did this cover. I thought he just absolutely killed this cover. And the picture that I'm sharing does it absolutely no justice whatsoever. It's a lot more vibrant, and the colors really stick out a lot more than what I'm showing on here. But this right here for me was the best cover of the week. There's a few other covers that were pretty good. I like the Dark Metal Knights issue number 4. You had a foil variant cover on that one. It was a pretty cool one, but this right here, it really got me, drawed my attention from the get go. Absolutely loved it, and not only just love the cover, but the story itself is awesome. It's really, yeah, Jay, awesome Vader cover on this. But yeah, the story itself, how things are going in this Vader story is really good. I'm definitely enjoying it. This is issue number 6. You got issue number 7 coming out here in like 3 weeks, and there's another cover there. It's kind of like that. It's an up close face of Vader's face with the mask off. Looks really awesome. Looks really cool. I definitely think that one's going to be one of those covers to just pick up just because of the artwork. You know, some of these, like all these Alex Ross covers, I'm buying them just because of the artwork. I love what he's doing with them. They're the Virgin variants, that timeless look for all those characters. I'm definitely enjoying them. I think they're really cool. I got a good deal at Pastime. They had a whole bundle with all the covers, and so I was able just to throw my money down, and now I get them all. So I'm definitely keeping an eye on those. There's still a few more of those timeless covers that are coming out. When it's all done, I'm going to take like my top 5 and create a poll and just see which cover everyone else likes. Maybe create a bracket type thing with all the Alice Rocks covers. Find out which one everyone else likes, but I'll throw something together for that when it comes out. And then next this week, so this week there was 2 big comics coming out. Uh, Venom issue number 29. If you haven't been following the Venom, Donny Cates has been absolutely slaying Venom. Uh, he's taken Venom to a whole new level. You had the Absolute Carnage event, which was awesome. Now you're going through, and everything's leading up to the King in Black. Null is coming. If you read Absolute Carnage, and this next issue, one of the big guys that's been going on is Codex, which the big twist with that you found out in last issue was it's actually Dylan Brock, which is Eddie Brock. That's his son, and so that's a big twist. But it's kind of like in an alternate reality universe type place. So you had that big release the last issue. This issue you're getting the origin of Codex to find out how he came to be. How did Dylan go from being Dylan to Codex, and where his life has kind of led him in this alternate reality. And I'm definitely looking forward to that. And the other big thing that's coming out, if you've been following the show, you know I've been a huge fan of the current Batman run. We just finished the Joker War a couple weeks ago, and now you've got Batman issue number 101. This is getting into that aftermath of the Joker War, where everything is going, what's going on. You get an appearance from Grifter, who is friends with Lucius Fox and the Fox family, and he's coming in to kind of help Batman some, and just kind of seeing where everything is going, where all the pieces are going to fall, because a lot of stuff changed during the Joker War, and a lot of things are going to have to change for Batman, and not just Batman, but the Bat family, his relationship with him, with Catwoman, what's going to be going on with Batgirl, Nightwing, the Robins. You know, you got multiple of them, so you really get to see what's going to be going on with all that and everybody in the Bat family. And this includes the Orphan. A lot of people are involved in that, so we'll see where all that goes. But that's all going to start right here with issue number 101. You've got some first appearances are going to be coming up with Batman. You've got everything that's going on with Batman and Clown Killer, or not Clown Killer, Clown Hunter, which you saw Batman kind of confront him last issue, but there's going to be more going on with him. He really is out there to take out all the bad guys and help, but he's not taking them out the way Batman does. He's going out there and he'll kill them. He's in the Narrows, and he's just really trying to stand for the Narrows and help them through with everything that they're going through. So we'll see where all that goes. Definitely interested in it. I absolutely love this run of Batman and can't wait to see where it goes and where it continues to go. Those are the 2 big comics that are coming out this week. There's several others. Daredevil's another one that's going to be coming out, and I've talked about it before. Chip Zdarsky's run on Daredevil has been one of my absolute favorite storylines that is out there. He's absolutely crushing it. It's the nice take on it is you're seeing what happens when one of these superheroes is held responsible for his actions. You know, when he started this run, Daredevil was kind of out of sorts. He went through a phase where technically he died. He had gotten run over by a truck, was on life support, technically died, comes back. All of his senses are all jacked up, and he's out there trying to take care of things, and he accidentally kills a guy. And for the longest time, he was trying to prove that he didn't do something, that it was Kingpin. Come to find out, he's like, no, this was me. He steps away, renews his training, does some stuff with Elektra, but now he's having to answer for his crime. And he's going to be going through an actual trial. Foggy went through and was able to get it to where Daredevil actually gets to keep his mask on throughout the whole thing. And even if he does go to jail, it will be with his mask on to prevent anything from happening to friends, families, close ones, things like that. But it's very interesting to see, and it's almost like kind of this real take on it, and I'm definitely enjoying it because you don't see a lot where these superheroes are being held accountable for the things that they're going through, the things that they're doing, and Chip's really tackling that in this Daredevil story, and it's phenomenal, and I'm definitely enjoying it. All right, this Return of the Stack, again from False Idol Brewing, French Toast, Imperial Stout, 14% ABV. Loving it, absolutely loving it. I picked it out at False Idol this last weekend, and I'm definitely enjoying it. All right, let's get into. I'm going to get into a little bit of some TV shows. Some things are going to be coming out on TV. I'm going to start everything off with the Green Lantern series over there at HBO Max. I got a couple things to talk about with HBO Max. I'm going to start off with the Green Lantern. News came out a couple weeks ago that the story is really going to revolve around a bunch of the different Green Lanterns. Some of the ones that they are going to feature is Guy Gardner, Jessica Cruz, Simon Bays, and Alan Scott. Those are going to be kind of the four main ones that it's really going to be following. It's also going to feature Sinestro, which if you follow them, he was a Green Lantern, then became a bad guy, started using the Yellow Ring, and kind of took that turn. So I'm curious to see if it's going to start with him as a Lantern, and you see him kind of take that turn, or is this already after he's taken that turn towards the other side and started using the Yellow Ring as opposed to the Green Ring. And then it's also going to feature Kilowog as well. He's kind of been one of my favorites. You don't see him too often. I think he's kind of an underutilized member of the Green Lantern Corps, but I've always kind of liked him. Guy Gardner is a guy that I've always liked. He had a run real big, during my heyday of collecting when I was younger. This was back during the Death of Superman storyline, but he had his whole comic and his whole storyline. He had the relationship with Ice and all that, part of the Justice League or Justice Society. It's one of the many Justice Leagues that were going on back then. He's always just been kind of this one who's been kind of off to the side, a little bit of a bad boy as far as the Green Lanterns are concerned. I've always kind of enjoyed him. Jessica Cruz is one who I don't know, I'm not too familiar with. Same thing with Simon and Alan, but they're more of kind of the newer ones, so I'm definitely looking forward to that. But they're hopefully, HBO Max are going to pour a lot of money into this. It should be really good. I like that you're not just focusing on one Green Lantern, because when you're talking about the Green Lanterns, it's huge. The Green Lantern Corps are massive, and there's going to be a ton of the other ones that they're going to have in there, and their feature from time to time and things like that. So it's definitely going to be something that as long as they're doing it the way that they're talking about, it's going to be something that I'm really going to enjoy, and I can't wait for it to come out. The other news that came out is HBO Max wants to do a Batman movie featuring Ben Affleck, but they just don't want Ben Affleck. They actually want to have Jared Leto reprise his role as the Joker. So that would be very interesting. I would love to see a Batman movie with Jared Leto as the main bad guy, as opposed to Suicide Squad. He was just kind of a side character, wasn't really a huge part of the story. You didn't get a whole lot of him. I thought he did a good job, and he did a completely different take of the Joker, more of kind of like that wild card, that's kind of psychopath type Joker. I enjoyed it, and I would love to see a movie where it's Batman versus the Joker, and this is your Joker, and I didn't mind Ben Affleck as Batman. I thought he did an all right job. You didn't get a huge sample size of him. Batman versus Superman was okay. My biggest issue with that movie was they tried to fit too much into the movie, and had they left a few elements out, I think you would have had a pretty good movie. But again, they just tried to squeeze too much into it, shoehorn too much into it. And then him in Justice League, he wasn't bad. The movie was okay. We'll see what happens when you get the Snyder Cut when that comes out and what that's actually going to look like. I don't know that it's going to be a ton better than what we've already had, but we'll see what it looks like. And then you've got, HBO doing it, and the stuff HBO has done has been good. Not even just superhero stuff, but if you go into just any of the HBO movies, the exclusive that they do, they've been really well. They're gonna pour money into it. They're gonna put a lot of effort into it. They're gonna bring the right people in on it. You're already trying to bring in two A-list stars and Ben Affleck and Jared Leto. Yeah, let's do it. Let's give it a run and see how it goes. Next, I wanted to talk about. Let's go over on Hulu. They are reviving an old cartoon from when I was a kid. It's coming out on November 20th, so we have just over a month to go. Animaniacs. I'm absolutely looking forward to this re-release of Animaniacs. It looks the thing I like the most right now is the look of it because they've released a couple little trailers. The last one they released was 100% a spoof on Jurassic Park, and you've got Alan and his girlfriend, and they're showing up at the park, and it's like when they first showed up at Jurassic Park, except for what they see is the Animaniacs. And the thing I'm liking the best about this is it's still got that same look, as opposed to some other shows that they've brought back or revived. They've completely changed the look and the feel of the show. Uh, if you want an example of this, look at the Thundercats that they did. I haven't even watched it because it looks absolutely nothing like the original, and it's almost like they've made it kind of like a Teen Titans Go is kind of what it looks like. Again, I haven't watched 1 minute of it. I don't know. I just don't like the way it looks. I didn't like the way it looked. I didn't like the way that look felt. It felt nothing like the original, which I understand it's not going to be the original, but bring it close, you know? But the Animaniacs looks 100% like the original. They've got the original cast doing the voices, as well as you're not only just bringing back Yakko, Wacko, and Dot, you're bringing back Pinky and the Brain. I cannot wait. I've said it several times. I cannot wait for it to come back. Definitely looking forward to it. November 20th on Hulu. Keep your eyes open for it. It's going to be great and it's going to be awesome. Um, Another thing that they've been talking about, we'll go over to a little bit of Disney Plus. They're talking about doing for Gina Carano, Cara Dune, her character on The Mandalorian. They're talking about doing a spin-off show on that. I haven't seen too much on it. I would like to know what they're kind of focused on. If they're going to focus on her time with the Imperial and things like that, and her time as a trooper and all that, I think that would be pretty cool. I like Gina Carano. I like her character. I would love to see kind of a where she came from and what she did and where she got to where she was, how she was, part of that, and she realized, what, this isn't for me, this isn't the right thing. Let me completely leave them. I think it was a shock trooper or something like that, and she completely left that and went off on her own and just kind of disappeared off the face of the earth until the Mandalorian shows up and she gets kind of drugged back into it. So I would definitely be interested in that. That would be something that'd be really cool. You've got a lot of shows that they're talking about doing, Star Wars shows, spin-offs. As long as they keep it going like they did the Mandalorian and they do it kind of in that vein, I'm looking forward to it. Also, with some of them, they're going to be limited kind of one shot, like the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. It's going to come out. It's going to be a one shot series. You're only going to get one season of it, so it's not something that's going to drag on and drag on and drag on. You're going to get this portion of the story, which was awesome. I would love to know what happened to Obi-Wan after when he took Luke to Tatooine, and where did he go from there? How did he get to the point to where he doesn't remember, C3PO, R2, and things like that. So I'm definitely interested in that. And give me one season, which you're looking at like 10 episodes at an hour each. Awesome. That's like giving me 3 movies. Sweet. Let's do it. Give me Cara Dune. I'm interested. They've got the Caspian Andor, his spin-off series that's going to be coming out. He was one of the characters in Rogue One, if you're not familiar with that. So there's a lot of things that they're talking about doing, and as long as they're doing them kind of in short spurts and not doing long extended series with some of those, I'm 100% on board with that, and I'm okay with it. Mandalorian, yes, keep that going. I absolutely love it. They're going to start shooting. Season 1 comes out the end of the month here in a few weeks. Or, no, I'm sorry, season 1. Season 2 comes out here at the end of the month here in a few weeks. And then we're going to be going into season 3. They're going to start filming that before the end of the year. So we'll be getting that, hopefully, a pretty quick turnaround on that and jumping into season 3. But that's something that they've talked about. Pedro Pascal's come out and talked. There was rumors that he had left the show because he wanted to be film without his helmet and things like that. And Favreau's like, no, that's not the way. We're not doing it. And there was rumors that he had left halfway through the season. Well, no. Pedro Pascal's come out. He's talked about the possibility of a Mandalorian movie that they could do. So there's a lot of possibility there. A lot of things they're going to bring up. Are we going to get some more Ahsoka Tano after this season 2? How big of a role is she going to play? Is she going to be someone who goes forward in the series into season 3? You've got a lot of things that they're working on. They're doing with it. I'm looking forward to it all. Uh, Give me more Star Wars as long as it's good quality stuff and as long as it's in the vein and the way that they did the Mandalorian. I'm 100% on board with that. Can't wait. Just bring it. It's something I'm looking forward to. All right. And the last thing I want to talk about, I talked about this a couple weeks ago with Spider-Man 3, and they're doing, multiverse type stuff with it. Is really a lot of the things that they're talking about. You got rumors flying all over the place. Are they bringing in Andrew Garfield? Are they bringing in Tobey Maguire? Are we getting like a live action Spider-Verse movie? There's rumors flying around that Miles Morales is going to show up in this movie. What's going to happen? They want to do a multiverse. Well, I think with what they just confirmed a couple weeks ago was they confirmed that Doctor Strange is going to be in that movie. Now, how big of a role is he going to play? You don't know. Is it just a small role? Is it a cameo at the end of the movie? What kind of role? But I think the fact that you're getting him a role in that movie, I think really brings apart the fact that they are going to be doing a multiverse thing. They talked about Jamie Foxx is coming back to reprise his role as Electro in it. So you're really going to get that multiverse, and I think Doctor Strange just really confirms that because the next Doctor Strange movie is the multiverse movie that they're doing with him. So let's get it going. I'm excited about getting into the multiverse. If that's what they're launching into with this next wave with the MCU, I'm 100% on board. Love to see it because you really with the multiverse you can bring in a lot of really awesome characters. I mean, most of them are in that Spider Verse that you can get. Miles Morales, you can bring in Spider Gwen, you can bring in Spider Pig, you can bring Spider Man Noir. Uh, there's just a lot of different characters that you can bring in. Again, for me, I mostly focus a lot on the Spider Verse, but there's other characters outside of there. Can you get into the Maker and the Council of the Richards? The Maker is a alternate universe of Mr. Fantastic. So there's a lot of things that you can get into with that and how they're going to do it. I'm definitely looking forward to it. I'm definitely excited, and we'll see what happens. They've even talked about Kevin Feige. He wants to bring in Hugh Jackman into it as a alternate reality Wolverine. So is that kind of how they're going to tie the X-Men into it? Excuse me. I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. And last but not least, I've been talking about it for the last several, I'd say the last couple months, or last several weeks, not couple months, last several weeks. The Boys, episode 8, the season 2 finale, uh, aired a couple weeks ago. So, I mean, at this point in time, hopefully you have seen it. Definitely enjoy The Boys. If you're not watching The Boys and you haven't watched it, Highly recommend going into it. Season one wasn't that long. I think it might have been 8 episodes too, maybe 10. I'm not familiar with the episode count. Season two was only 8 episodes long. They're 1 hour episodes. It's completely crazy, wheels off, great time. I definitely love it because it's kind of that bad side of things, and you've got these heroes that have all these powers, and they're really kind of the bad guys in it. And you've got these normal guys who are trying to make them answer for what they're doing and keep them in check. And that's kind of what it's about. Season two was, I mean, just as much wheels off as season one. Um, Starting the final episode, things are going down. You finish episode 7 with everybody's heads blowing up all over the place. You had no idea what is going on. They're getting ready to have this big trial where everything's going to get exposed, and then everybody's heads blow up, essentially. It was like 9, 10, 11, 12 people's heads are just blowing up all over the place. You have no idea what's going on. You pick up episode 8, and the boys, Billy the Butcher and all them, they're like, you know what? We're just going to have to take the matters into our own hands. And you see them, they're down there in their little bunker underneath the pawn shop, and they are loading up the weapons. They're building weapons specific for the certain heroes that they're going to face and what they're going to come across. And you got Huey and Starlight are like, look, give us another chance. Let's not create this big, huge, massive war. Let's try and take this down the right way without everything just going sideways. And they're like, okay, we'll give you a few hours. So they go off and they try and convince Lady Maeve to join their cause. And she's like, no, get out of here. I'm done. I'm done with all this. In the meantime, A-Train has been dealing with the church with the Deep, and the head of the church is having the meeting with the head of Vought, and he's like, look, let's bring the Deep back in. Okay, we'll bring the Deep back in. Okay, what about A-Train too? Let's bring in A-Train. He's like, nope, I can't bring in A-Train. We'll bring in the Deep. 1 is a sign of redemption. 2 is a sign of weakness. We're only bringing back 1. Well, A-Train's there, and he hears it all. So he runs all through Vought, and he gets the file on Stormfront, which that's when, and then he takes it and gives it to Starlight and Huey and says, here you go. You know how I said I owed you? I no longer owe you. Take this, do what you will with it. Because he knows he can't get into the 7 with Stormfront there because she's a Nazi and she wants nothing to do with A-Train. So he gives them the file. They turn it over to the press, and that's when everybody finds out that she was married to Vought. She was a Nazi. Everything, her whole history, all of that going down. Just Be a Dad podcast. TJ, what is going on, my man? He doesn't. I hate A-Train. You know what? A-Train's just looking out for himself. And in that world of where they're at and how those heroes are, that's how they all are. He looks at it and says, okay, I'm not getting back in, but if I get rid of her, then I can get back in. And he completely screws over the Deep, who the Deep reached out to him, tried to help him get back into it. Would you like a Fresca? All of that. But yeah, A-Train's just kind of he's in it for himself, and that's all that he cares about. And that's 100% on display during this episode with him going and doing that and throwing everything under the bus. He's just kind of waited out all of his steps and has done whatever he feels is the best for him and will help him succeed more. And it ends up with him eventually getting back into the 7. That's kind of how they end the episode. But you've got all that going down, and then at the same time, Billy the Butcher, his wife, she shows up because during the last episode, Homelander took their kid, and she just wants her kid back. So they go and find out where he's at. Billy does, and they're going to go and take him, and they've got this big elaborate plan. Storm flies out of there because of everything that's going on with her. Everyone finds out about that. And then they set off this little EMP type thing to bring Homelander away from the cabin where they're at. And they swoop in there, they grab the kid, swoop back out of there. The next thing you know, everything starts hitting the fan. Homelander showing up, Stormfront showing up. Stormfront's getting into this big fight with all of them because they're trying to take the kid away, and she doesn't want them to take the kid away. She's still got hope that she could spin this, make everything right. So she's out there to get the kid and take care of all of them. Well, that's when you have this big, what everyone says, the big girl power moment, where you've got Stormfront fighting against Starlight, fighting against, um, I can't remember her name, the Asian girl that's with the boys. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank right now, but I am. And Lady Maeve shows up, and you've got the three of them just absolutely beating the living crap out of her, uh, to the point to where she's like, "I've got to get out of here," and she takes off. That's all going down. At the same time, Billy Butcher, he had told his wife and the kid, "Get out of here. We're going to hold them back." She ends up finding them, and she's got Billy Butcher's wife holding her up, strangling her. Her son is, let go over his power. He's young. He doesn't have a lot of control over his powers because he's Homelander's kid. So he's got all these powers, and he lets out this light beam from his eyes and completely annihilates Stormfront, but at the same time cuts his mom's throat. And you've got very emotional, Billy the Butcher. All he's been trying to do is get to his wife and bring her back, and now he can't. And the reason why he can't is because of the kid that she had after she was raped by Homelander. And you've got this moment where you're not quite sure what he's going to do. Is he going to do what's right? What's he going to do? He ends up taking the kid. They're going through it, and he's trying to take the kid away. And Homelander's like, "You're not taking my kid." And that's when Lady Maeve shows up, and she's got the video from season 1 where her and Homelander are in the plane, and that all goes awry. And he's like, "Look, we've got to leave, Lady Maeve. We can't save any of these people." She's like, "Let's save as many as we can." It's all on video. She's got it all, and she told me, "You're going to let them leave, and you're going to let them go, and you're going to leave all of them alone, because if you don't, I'm going to let this video go to air." And he turns his tail and runs, and you end the season with, um, everyone's cleared. Billy the Butcher's cleared, Milkman, Frenchie, Huey, Starlight, she's cleared. Everybody's cleared of everything. They pin everything on Stormfront, that she was the bad guy. She was the one that kind of pulled the sheepskin over everybody's eyes, and they've got her locked up somewhere where you don't know. So is she going to end up coming back? You're not quite sure. And then it ends with all the guys from the boys. They're all getting essentially, um, their own team, and they're going to be government sanctioned and keep an eye on superheroes, real black books type thing. But he was like, "You know what? I've got to step out. I got to go on my own." And he goes and joins that senator who is running for, I believe she's running for president or re-election, but goes and joins her team, to help her. Because the whole time you think she's the one who's bringing up all the charges against the heroes. She's the one who's taking them to trial. She's the one that's really taking them to task. And the whole time you think she is a good guy. Well, at the end of the episode, you find out she's talking to the guy from the head of the church, and the conversation's not going so well. And he's like, "Look, you don't have control over us, whatever. I'm just letting you do this." And she's like, "Okay." And then his head blows up, and you see her outside. So you see that she is the one who is pulling all those strings, kind of almost pulling those behind the scenes strings. She was the one who blew up, the detective, the FBI agent, Jennifer Esposito, blew up her head, blew up everybody's heads at the trial. That she was the one who was bringing them all the trial. So she really had a plan and things in place to really make her come out front. And that's how they end the season, with Huey joining her team. You find out that she's really kind of a really big bad guy. The Deep is mad because he gets screwed over. He's not making it back into 7. He's like, "You know what? Screw you guys." And A Train's getting back into the 7. Starlight's initiated back in. They're like, "Is this really what you want to do?" She's like, "You know what? I can help everybody the best by being a part of it." You find out that Black Noir, he's, not dead, but he's in a coma. He has zero brain activity because Lady Maeve shoved the almond joy in his mouth, and he has the allergy to tree nuts. So you don't know what's going to happen with this next season. Um, I'm definitely looking forward to it because it's going to be crazy, because all the cards are out on the table. You know, Homelander knows Lady Maeve, Starlight, that they're kind of what brought a big downfall to everything. and with everything out in the open, with they're creating the heroes, the Compound V, all of that, and now you've got Billy the Butcher and his group really have some, I'm not gonna say authority, but they have some power. You know, they're out there looking to keep everything under wraps. Not just keep everything under wraps, but keep these superheroes in check, watch them from a distance, make sure they're not stepping out of line. So let's see what happens with all them. And then you've got Homelander's son who leaves with the FBI, and they're taking him somewhere to where he can be raised. And you know, Billy told him, he's like, hey, just don't be a C, you know. And that's kind of how he leaves him. He goes, "What I tell you, kid?" He goes, "Don't be a C." He goes, "Exactly." So we'll see what happens with season 3. I'm definitely looking forward to it. This kind of leaves a hole in my watching now. I don't know what I need to go back and watch now. Um, so if you have any recommendations, superhero type stuff, comic book nerd related type things, definitely let me know. Dude, that politician chick, Jay, yeah. That was crazy. I did not see that coming at all. That was a twist that was just kind of out of nowhere. You know, I really didn't know who was blowing everybody's heads up or how they were doing it. But yeah, for that to just kind of come out of left field that this was this lady, I was like, whoa. You know, a lot of times things don't catch me off guard with, you know, twists and spins and things like that. But that one came out of nowhere, and I was like, whoa. I did not see that coming at all. So that was absolutely insane. The Tick. TJ wants me to watch The Tick. All right, go back and watch Mando again. New season comes. Yeah, new season comes out on the 30th. Can't wait. There's gonna be a rewatch of that. I can 100% guarantee that. I'm gonna watch it again before the new season starts. Can't wait. I'm hoping they release a couple episodes the first week, kind of like they did the last time. And don't make me wait 1 week every single season. Give me like 3 up front, kind of like what they did with The Boys. Give me 3 up front. Let me be able to get some in there and give me some time to digest a few episodes, and don't make me sit and wait every week. I've kind of gotten used to this whole binging type thing, and I'm just gonna be honest. If it comes out, I'm not gonna be able to wait until the whole season comes out. I'm not that type of a person, but I've gotten used to being able to binge with um, Umbrella Academy, and, you know, other shows like that that they've released. All the stuff that they did with the Marvel universe on Netflix. You know, Daredevil, Punisher, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones. I was able to go through and power through all those seasons essentially in 2 days. So I've gotten used to that binging aspect, and I don't really have that. Maybe I'll start watching The Tick to take over my time here the next couple weeks. I think that's on Amazon Prime. Correct me if I'm wrong there, TJ. But maybe I'll power through some episodes of The Tick here this next week, and we'll talk about The Tick next week. I'll let you know, TJ, so you can be ready to tune in for that if I go ahead and watch that. Let's see here. I have to say that those are some amazing portraits on your wall. Thank you, Professor Leonard. The Spider-Man Venom is from David Sanchez. And the Batman Who Laughs, the Omega Red, and the Batman Joker over my other shoulder. Those are all from the angry artist, William Russell himself. Nope, yeah, that one right there, that's a Peach Momoko print of the Don't Pay the Ferryman 2. And that one there in the middle, that's William Russell's Don't Pay the Ferryman. So yes, it's on Amazon. So I'll definitely check out The Tick on there. The last thing I got going tonight, I am doing a live unboxing. So I bought a pop on eBay. There was several pops that I've posted here the last several days. A bunch of stuff from the New York Comic Con, Virtual Comic Con. I picked up the Joker, the breast cancer awareness Joker that they released. I picked up Nightwing, which I absolutely love that Nightwing. And then I also picked up the Miles Morales street art. I was able to get that at Geek Out, I think is what it's called, or Let's Geek, or I can't remember what the name of it is. Hello, that comment went over your head. Okay. Not sure what we're talking about there then. But this was the last one that I got. I was a little upset when I didn't get it when it first came out. Again, this is one of the New York Comic Con ones. I'm going to wait to show everybody it once it comes out of the box. I think it was interesting that he put a bunch of Hello Kitty tape on it. But I'm always nervous when I'm buying pops on eBay just because of the packaging and things like that. This guy looks like he packaged this one really well. So let's just go ahead and open this up. And again, this is a New York Comic Con pop that I got. Super excited about it. I got a pretty good deal on eBay, and this guy actually packaged this up pretty good. Um, Here it is inside this box right here. Perfect tape, whatever, right? And it looks like it is in great condition. And ladies and gentlemen, comic book guy. Super, super, super excited about this one. Um, Worst pop ever? I mean, come on. It's comic book guy. Black Noir. But yeah, absolutely loving this pop. I'll post some pictures of it here in a little bit. But this was definitely one that when I saw that they were coming out, this was one that I had to have. Well, how's it going, Black Noir? Watching us over on YouTube. Hope you're having a great day, sir. Um, yeah, absolutely love this. The pop that I'm waiting for now to come out from Simpsons is I need a Duffman pop. They have not released one yet. We absolutely need to have one because we need it for the Strikeout Beer Studio. A Duffman is what we're missing. We have Mo. We've got Woody. We've got Cliff. We've got Norm. We need a Duffman. So, Funko, if you're listening, step your game up because we need it. Sick. The next best character next to him is the comic guy from Family Guy. I don't know if I've seen that episode, Jay. I'm gonna have to check that out. Um, I don't remember seeing that one, so I'm definitely gonna have to check that one out to make sure I'm apparently I'm missing an awesome character. So I'll have to look that up and check that episode out so I can see the comic guy from Family Guy because heck, I love comics. So Funko was definitely listening. Yes, they are, Ryan. They are listening, and we're gonna get it. It's the guy that always makes the movie references. Okay, all right. But yeah, super excited about this pop. Came in great condition. Actually got it a few days earlier than what the shipping said. So I'll post some pictures of him here in a little bit. He'll join my collection up here. Um, Once I get a studio, I'm actually looking at changing some of my background back here. Don't forget Roadhouse. Love it. Roadhouse. I'm looking at changing the background up some, so I'm going. There is a Duffman Funko bobblehead already. I have not seen one. I'm gonna have to look that up then, Professional Learner, because I have not seen a Duffman Funko, and I've kind of looked. So I guess I missed it. I'm gonna have to look that one up and see what that bad boy's running. Hopefully, it's not too much. Ryan Francis, I need to show you some. Yeah, Ryan, let's see him. Show us. Take some pictures. Send them over. Post them in the Part-Time Nerds group. If you're not a part of it, we'll get you in there. That's a place I've created. It's a group that I've created for this page for everyone to share all their nerddom. Whether it's you want to show us some pictures of some comic books, if you want to talk about movies, TV shows, show us your Funko Pops, your Legos. You know, I'm real big into Legos. I got a bunch of Lego Star Wars over here that I haven't built yet. That I'm just working on creating some room so that once I do build them, I'll have somewhere to put them. But yeah, go ahead and show us some of those pictures in the Part-Time Nerd group. And if you haven't joined Part-Time Nerds, make sure you go ahead and join it. If you have trouble finding it, hit me up, send me a message, and I'll send you over an invite. We'll get you in that group, and let's talk and let's have some fun. That's all I got for you guys tonight. Make sure to tune in. Please, I love to be a part. I'm a big nerd. All right, Ryan, I'll send you an invite right after this is over. But tune in tomorrow afternoon. You're going to get a special beer review from Strikeout Beer. Me and Rapid Dave, we're going to World Series Game 1 tomorrow. And before we head out to the game, I'll be over there in the studio and we're going to do a beer review. I just picked up from Martin House the peanut butter pretzel stout beer. I absolutely love their first iteration of the pretzel stout beer. And when I saw they were releasing a peanut butter one, I had to have it. So I went by during my lunch today. I picked up a couple 6-packs. I'm taking some with me over to Rapid Dave's tomorrow. We're going to go ahead and go live and give you a review of that beer tomorrow. And maybe we'll talk a little bit. We'll do a little World Series preview maybe. You know, we're just going to do a short little show sometime tomorrow afternoon. Not sure exactly what time, so make sure you got your notifications turned on from Strikeout Beer so you do get that alert so that you find out when we do go live with that. And we'll post it. You know, we'll also post it too, but make sure your notifications are on so you get that alert. And then we're going to World Series Game 1. Expect us to go live several times from out there. Looking forward to it. Can't wait. And then Wednesday, Strikeout Beer. Guests joining us. We got 2 guests joining us. During the first show, Strikeout Beer, we've got Planet Panda herself, Amanda. She's going to be joining us. Can't wait. And then, did you send me an invite? Jay, did you already send me an invite? Okay. That's TJ and Jay talking there. And then joining us during late night beer reviews, Mass Daddy himself. So we're going to be talking streaming, Fortnite, all that fun stuff, as well as we're going to be breaking down. We'll be talking about the World Series. We're going to talk about our visit this last weekend. We went out to Brutal. Me and Rapid Dave went and met Ryan Francis, as well as TJ Burns out there. Ryan from Let's Do a Podcast and TJ from Just Be a Dad Podcast. We met them out there this weekend out at Brutal. We had their pizza. Their pizza was awesome, as well as their beers. And then we left there and went over to False Idol, had more great beers. And for whatever, this was a beer-fueled decision. I had already been at one brewery drinking a lot of beer. Show up to the next one drinking beer. Victor from Dallas Let's Talk Craft Beer, or Dallas Beer Talks. Sorry, getting my groups mixed up. Dallas Beer Talks was there, and he was doing the 1-chip challenge there, and he had more chips, and he was like, "Are you in?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm in." Well, if you listen to the show, you know I don't do spicy or hot food, and so I did the 1-chip challenge. I'm going to talk about that, why I made that decision, why after giving 14,000 chances to back out of it, I stayed with it, and then what I was thinking as I was going through it, what I was thinking after I was done, how was I doing the next day. We'll see. World Series preview, MLB and Fox will push the Dodgers to victory for the revenue from a larger market. Professor Leonard, how are you doing, buddy? Your Braves were almost there, man. So close. I was pulling for you. I grew up a Braves fan through watching. I was a Tigers fan always, but I also grew up liking the Cubs and the Braves because the channels I got was WGN as well as TBS. So I watched a ton of Braves baseball. I watched a ton of Cubs baseball as well as Tigers baseball. But yeah, I was pulling for the Braves. They didn't get it. I think I'm gonna be pulling for the Dodgers now. Just the hometown boy, Clayton Kershaw. I love Cody Bellinger. I know you probably didn't like it, Professor Leonard, but when he hit that go-ahead home run and just kind of strutted off the first base, I was just like, yes. That's why they lost. It's not why they lost. But don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. That's not my fault. Don't you put that on me. But yeah, so Wednesday, 7 p.m. Central Time, Planet Panda is going to be joining us. 9 o'clock, late night beer reviews. Mass Daddy himself is going to be joining us. And we'll see what happens from there. But hey, guys, I'll talk to you later. Until next time, deuces.